good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. Got to do another video. I'm going to Poland, alt race show in Poland this weekend. And when this is uploaded, I'll probably be there. But I still have lots to do on the truck. Now I'm looking at it right now. It's on the floor, but I can't show you that because Nathan's not seeing it yet. Because I won't let him see it until it's done. But there's still lots to be done. I've had it running, I've had it bled up, I've been chasing little niggly bits on the back, on the front, here, there and everywhere. Boring stuff, but there's something that definitely needs to be done right now before we can really continue, and I'll show you that. So, as I showed you before, the clutch fork is free there. There's no metal in the way now. I need to trim it back a little bit more and make a little miniature tub. And then yeah, my next job now is trying to get this gearbox cover plate to fit. I have had to bend, as you can see here, I've had to bend the top of the tower out of the way just to clear the top of the gearbox. Now it's close, but it definitely clears right there. It looks a lot closer in the picture than it actually is, to be honest. There's about 5 mil in real life, but I can't really get that on camera. But obviously this is now 2 inches higher, so what is the problem now is it won't sit on top. So I've got to basically cut that section out of the top of the gearbox tunnel, like cover plate, raise that up, and weld it back together, and then obviously a little miniature tub on there, and hopefully we can still get our accelerator pedal on the floor. As you can see, it's right underneath it, so I hope we can figure that out. Right, so put that up there, stay there, stay, good. Right, so I've got this bolted in here. I just headbutted the corner of that. Anyway, I've tweaked around there, so we've got a lot of clearance all the way around here. That's all bolted in and just sort of tweaked out of the way. So there's a lot more clearance there than there was before. Now, the aim of this game is to basically do that. So want that to be something like that, I think. The problem is this right here was the only bit stopping all the exhaust fumes coming into the cab, which well, maybe it did its job, I don't know, I never drove it, but I think that's not good enough in my opinion. So what I'm gonna do is, when that's on there, I'm gonna tape all the way around here, aluminium foil tape. Right, that's how it's gonna be, slightly propped up like that. I've got my torch in there holding it clear of everything behind there. I've just tacked it onto here and here so I can get the shape, and now I can make this shape here, both sides, and I'm probably gonna make that sliver like up to here. Because if you've ever tried welding something like that, it's a pain in the ass. So make it bigger and then do a gradual bend into it. But yeah, make that shape first, get it all tacked up, bosh. I must add that I'm trying to keep as little of that. I want it to be as low as possible because I like the fact that none of the floor is modified really. Apart from the clutch fork, obviously, but that is why I'm trying to do it as low as possible with that swoop there. Instead of going straight up, just a nice swoop, and it just makes things a little bit nicer when it comes to putting it back together, because ideally I want to try and do it without cutting any of the carpet and see if I can stretch it back over. It's slightly stretchy carpet, but I might have to do some relief cuts, unfortunately. Like that, there you go. So that's already loads solid already. I've used 1.5mm sheet Just mocked that up on there, tacked it. If you see here, you might be able to see, there's like, it's just on the edge of each bit of metal, so the weld fills the valley up. That way, once the weld is in that gap, you get a good penetration to every single bit there, and then you can grind it. You can grind this edge and then this edge, and you just round it off, and it looks like a really nice bit of kit, and you haven't really taken any material off, so it's solid, and it will look nice afterward. Out the car, tacked into position. It's a bit gappy there because I haven't trimmed that, but that's got to come down. Look at there. But I can fix that, don't worry. There's plenty of room down here. So I've left this long on there, and basically I'm going to run along here with a strip of metal, cut that end off there, and then yeah, weld it all together off the bench. Make my life a lot easier. But yeah, make this piece first, tack that in, and then get it all straight. You want to tack all the pieces that you want in and then start welding it, but go slowly with the welding because it's thin stuff and it does have the tendency to warp, which you don't want. You don't want that to warp because it's very tight tolerance as it is. But yeah, I'm going to crack on with that and I'll show you the progress as I go. That's like that. So now I'm pretty happy with that, so I can weld along there, weld along there. I'm going to weld all of this first before I tackle this piece, just because it's quite strong at the minute and it's holding its shape nicely. So weld all there. On this seam there, I'm never going to be able to like grind it flush without it being seen, but on these edges I should be able to do 90% of it. But yeah, that's how they do like wheel tubs and stuff. They get the weld down the crevice, basically. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to spend like the next hour or so welding this, and then tomorrow I'm going to grind it down and finish it up. But yeah, looks alright there, to be fair. Looks quite good. Also, clean all the oil off the bottom of it. That would make your life a lot easier. But onwards we go. Extra sliver in there. Weld that all together. Grind it off in the morning. It's quite late now, it's at 8:30. So I probably shouldn't wake my landlord up. I thought I'd weld up every single hole that was on the top at the same time and just drill some new ones. Because, yeah, no one wants the Swiss cheese in there. There you go. There's the next day. Ground all off. That's what it looks like. Not bad. This bit obviously didn't go as nicely as I planned, but that's because it's like this, so I can't grind it nice. But yeah, like that. Quite happy with that. Now these imperfections in it, if I spent a little longer on it, they would have been a bit nicer. Like you could make that flush so you couldn't see it. But we have this, and this is the real world, and it's going underneath the carpet, so. Oh, you never know. Looks like new. This is Gravitex, by the way. It's really good stuff. I love it. I've also just started the clutch fork, little tub, just above. That goes like this, basically. Same process again, and just a different shape. So I will show you that when it's done. So I've left it long on that edge so I can trim it back. It's probably just gonna follow this line all the way around here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a little extra bit I need to put on here because I cut too much out when I didn't really need to. It happens, but yeah. let that cool down, and grind it back and make it look pretty. There you go. Now, if you're concerned that I'm cutting all the, grinding all the weld off, that's all penetration all the way through, so that's why it's not going to fall apart. There you go. So, trim this back, get it in the car, get it welded in. It was actually a perfect time to adjust the clutch, so I did that while it was out. But this has got to go something like that. As you can see, that excess is way too long, and there's a big gap there. So I'm going to trim that the same height as this step all the way around, and then that should sit quite nicely. And I'm hoping we'll still get accelerator underneath that. It's quite tight. It's going to be close. But worst comes to worst, we can modify this to come further out, so the accelerator's further back. You can still get your full throttle. But yeah, trim that. And as you can see, that's the little bit of a square that I need to fill in before I weld the whole thing back in, which is annoying, but here's what it is. There you go. Now just to weld it all in underneath this dash in the dark, because my torch just died, but you get the gist. There you go. Looks quite nice, to be fair. Tiny little tub, clutch all the way down, we win. Just gonna spray it with some Gravitex and carry on. But yeah, that was a nightmare to weld, because all of the surrounding areas is glue, and there's like oil residue everywhere. I tried to clean it up as much as I can, but it's literally, as soon as it got hot, it was just like pouring down and just getting all in the welds, and ugh, pain in the arse, but we done it. Next. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for this video. I'm going to Poland tomorrow morning, well, pretty much in a couple of hours. I've been messing about with the rear of this, trying to figure out shock mounts and bag mounts and stuff. Yeah, we're getting close, but it's just a bit of a brain fart at the minute. It's gonna be good to get some time away from this for a couple of days, even though I haven't really got the time. Slightly burnt out on it, but next week, full game running. I'm making a massive list now of what needs to be done for when I get back, what needs to be ordered tonight so it can be here for next week. Yeah, stress. I've got to redo all the bag mounts, lowering blocks, Watts link, fill the middle of the notch out, obviously paint all of it, redo the air, put all the interior back in, do the bed, weld the rest of the bed up. But I need to go home and pack. I'm burnt out. Make a list, fresh mind, Monday, boom. You'll see some videos from Alt Race as well. I'm gonna take a video. So I hope you enjoy that. Thanks for watching, goodbye.